Hey guys, it's Erik, owner of Farpoint Farms, and today I'm going to be reviewing this Mighty Mule 500 gate opener. And let's take a closer look here. Now I've had this for 3 years, and overall I'm happy with it, but I definitely do want to ding it for quite a few little issues that have cropped up over the years, and also an advertising issue. Right, so this is the 500 commercial grade. For gates up to 18 feet across. This gate is actually 20 feet across, but it's a very light gate, so it doesn't bother it at all. That's the main motor there. That is 3 years old. Haven't had any issues with that. It's been fairly stout. I keep it lubricated. As you can see, that kind of yellow gunk there on the edge there. That's grease, and I silicone the tube. All right. The main electronics and controller are there. You've got a little antenna that sits up through the leaves there. This cable here goes off and runs to a solar panel back up there on the hill. Can't really see it, but I'll walk back up so I can show you the gate actually operating. So overall, the gate does work. 3 years on, I've had to replace the internal battery one time. That's the solar panel that charges the unit. I'm too far away from a power source to have run 18 volts down here, but that works really well even in the winter time. And it has the locking mechanism. Now from the factory they come with one remote like this, and we've purchased a few more over the years. So here's the situation with this. Reliability wise, the main circuit board, which has a relay soldered into it, failed at the 13th month mark, maybe 14 months in. Luckily it was still under warranty. It was a little bit of trouble getting them to warranty it, but they did warranty it out, and I had to replace that panel inside there. Now when you get this kit, you spend a considerable amount of money. It was $500, well, a little less than $500 when I bought it. I think now they're a little bit more than $500, and of course that doesn't include the gate. And my issue with Mighty Mule is that for $500, which is a considerable investment, you're getting a set that you believe is going to get you set up and ready to go. And I guess technically that's not a lie. The problem is, in order to make it an actual useful device, you're going to need more of these remotes, and they're $25 a piece, if not more. You're going to need a battery or two, and for most people like me who have a setup far away from their house, you need to have a solar setup, which is another additional expense. Now this is set up as a swing to open instead of swing to close, and I had to buy an additional bracket, which was another $30. And I think what surprised and upset me the most about the kit was that it didn't even come with the lock. It will close the gate, but as any Mighty Mule owner will tell you, that that actuator isn't strong enough to stop somebody from prying the heck out of it. So you have to go ahead and purchase this locking mechanism, which works pretty darn well. But that's another, an additional purchase. So you've got that issue. You run your wiring across. Of course, wiring's cheap. It's just low voltage wiring. That's not a big issue. The other issue is from the factory. The Mighty Mule here comes with just a regular pin with a clip on the bottom. And again, a weakness to the design is somebody could just unhook that pin and then swing the gate open, especially if it doesn't have the lock on it. So you have to buy these specialty locks. There's two of them. The other one's fairly well bent from an adjustment I made when I wasn't paying attention. But that's an additional expense. So the price you pay is not the price you're going to be paying. And I guess that's the biggest ding I can give the unit. Other than that, and I'll back up here and open the gate up, once you get it all adjusted, and it was a little hard to get it set up right the first time. As you can see, I've got a 6x6 post that's buried about 4 feet in the ground with plenty of concrete. But that 20-foot gate, even though it's not all that heavy, it weighs down on that edge over there, and it causes it to sag. So I've supported it. I've got this chain here that supports it when it's fully open, and another chain that goes up into the woods here. It's actually quite a long chain, and it's supported up at the top of the hill with another concrete anchor. So that keeps it from moving too much. I do have to make probably 2 adjustments a year And I've got some adjustment screws that I use to raise or lower the gate incrementally. So let me go ahead and open it up, and you'll see it in operation. I'll back up a little bit. Alright. Now when you buy this, all these clickers are set to the same frequency. So the first thing you want to do is change those remotes to a different frequency, which I've gone ahead and done. And you can set the amount of time the gate hangs open. I have mine set to about 15 seconds once it hits the stop. Yeah, there it is, fully open. And you can set the amount of force it is capable of producing to close. I have mine set to the factory setting, but I will tell you, if you were to get pinned between this when it was trying to close, it would be a bad day. So it hangs out here, lets you drive up. There's other options you can get for this. You can get a keypad that sits down here on this side of the gate, and that'll allow you, if you get deliveries or you're not going to be around, you could have people punch in a code and get in. You can also get a pressure sensor for the top, so when a car starts coming down the drive, it hits the sensor and the gate opens automatically. We chose not to get that. I felt like that was a security issue. Someone could just jump up and down on that sensor and get the gate to open if they walked around it. So, as far as a deterrent, I think it's a good deterrent. A closed gate makes for good neighbors. But as far as the, I don't know what you want to call it, it almost felt like a used car salesman. You buy a very expensive kit, and then you find out immediately that if you want the kit to be worth anything, you have to buy some very expensive upgrades to it. Oh, I do ding it for that. Again, reliability wise, that circuit board went out, and I did read they had some issues with those boards that they seem to have made a revision to, and I haven't had any problems with the one that I installed since then. Because I live in a very cold climate, I did add a second battery. That was an additional cost, and I have had to replace the batteries once already. They're just lead acid 12-volt batteries, but I do have two of them running to that solar panel. That's a 20-watt solar panel I have up there. Mighty Mule sells one. It was way more expensive than what I purchased that other one there on Amazon for. So I'm going to give the system overall a B- because it does work as advertised, but it is not as advertised as far as cost. And the cost you pay up front, you can guarantee yourself another $200 to $250 to get the system working the way you're going to want it. So that's it. I'm Eric, owner of Farpoint Farms. I've been meaning to do this video since I started this channel. The Mighty Mule is a very expensive addition to a farm or a private property, and it is good, because from Mighty Mule you go up into the many thousands of dollar range to get systems that are higher end than this, and I do believe it's an effective deterrent to have on your property. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free to comment below, and I'll try to get back to you. And if you like this video and like to see others like it, please subscribe, because there will be more. Take care.